Just kind of keep the rotations about the way they were, you know. Uh, Kaylee and Blanca are usually the first two we go to. Um, so I just wanted to keep that, keep as little disruption as possible, you know. And I thought it would give us the best chance to stay somewhat consistent.
Hi, Coach. With this being the 72nd meeting between the two teams, how special is it that you've been involved in so many of these games now, and just the Husky fans traveling down here, and just what does this rivalry mean to you?
Yeah, when you think about all the years, you know, I know we missed 7 of them, I think. So for me, that would be, what, 34 years, you know, that we've been coming out here since I've been at UConn. And, you know, I still remember, you know, the days when Providence and UConn were playing 3 times a year, you know, twice in the regular season, once in the Big East tournament. And always it seemed like we were playing for who was going to be the Big East champion, you know. We were the 2 best teams in the league for the longest time, and the rivalry was intense. The fans were great. The place was always packed. Our fans traveled here. Their fans came to UConn, and you know, the proximity of the schools, and you know how easy it is for fans to get there, and I think some of that obviously went away, and you know, we certainly didn't play anywhere other than, you know, Alumni Fieldhouse, and it was a lot of fun, and so always great memories to come here and you know, get a great dinner the night before and then play the next day. And sometimes it did feel like a home game, but a lot of times it felt like a really hostile environment. Providence fans have a reputation, you know, and they try really hard to live up to it.
How did you feel like Allie handled kind of stepping into a new role today, and Jenna as well playing a season?
I think Allie's pretty smart, you know. She knows what she wants to do with the ball. She has a pretty good feel for our offense. She's pretty good at directing traffic. I think where it was going to be different was going to be how much pressure we could put on the ball and how quickly we could turn them over and how fast we could get the ball up the floor. And so there are things that we just can't replicate, you know, not having KK in the game. But it's a different, you know, she's a little bit longer. She's a little bit, you know, she may be a little better three-point shooter at this point. So we gained some things, but, you know, obviously we lost a lot not having KK out there. But I think Allie managed really, really well. You know, I think she held more than held her own, I think.
Season high 21 turnovers. How much of that was not having KK versus what Providence was doing on defense?
I think it was a combination of 3 things. One, not having KK means, you know, you're a little bit disjointed sometimes. You know, you're a little bit. It's just the other part was Providence, you know, wanting to be just like just not letting you be comfortable, you know. And the third part was like there comes a time, I think, human nature, where you just, I don't know which one it is, which comes first, like where you get stupid because you're lazy, or because you're lazy you just get stupid. So we just vacillated between how dumb we are and how lazy we were in passing the ball, and so that means 21 times we crossed half court and didn't get a shot at the basket. Now, when you shoot 50% from the floor, do the math, how many points we left on the table. So the question that was asked, like, why did we suck the second and third quarters? Because we threw the ball to the other team more than we threw it to our team. You know? And that happens. Doesn't happen often, but it happens. And, you know, tomorrow's a new year, and we'll figure out different ways to be dumb, but we won't be dumb like this. We'll find another way tomorrow.
And that's with the turnovers. You guys gave up 8 points. Only surrendered 8 points off of those turnovers.
Off turnovers?
But
Well,
you guys scored 41. Like, how does that balance out?
yeah, I mean, Providence isn't one of the highest scoring teams in our league, you know, so they normally play low scoring games, and they try to win with their defense. So it's not like if you turn it over, they're going to get an 85 on you. For me, it's more by turning it over, it's, you know, one, how many opportunities you didn't get, and two, you know, everything that you do in every game that you play, you're trying to create some kind of habit. Like, this is what I do in these situations. And the more times you make good decisions, the more times you read something and you read it perfectly, and you make, you know, there was a play earlier where, you know, well, not one play, but there was a bunch of plays where, you know, we made the right pass, we got a bunch of layups, we got a bunch of wide open threes, you know, it was great. And you go, that's the way you want to play basketball. And then the other turnovers were, again, lack of concentration probably. As I said, you get mentally, you just, I don't know, you just play bad basketball for a while. And some of the turnover were just dumb, you know, they go out of bounds. So Providence doesn't have a chance. So, you know, if we probably did that, if we had 21 turnovers against like one of the top 10 teams in the country, then we're in big trouble. But we only averaged like 11, 12. Some games this year we had like 4, 5, 6. So it was really out of character for us today.
You talking about feeling like they got tired, especially like in the second half. So how much did you feel the impact of having a much shorter bench today than you had most of the year?
Well, you know, in a 40-minute game, Allie played 31 minutes. The rest of the guys played barely over half a game. I mean, I like to have their job. You know? Like, work half the time and get paid a lot. So I don't know that they got tired physically. I think they probably just, I don't know. Trust me, we've been pushed a lot more than we were pushed today, and so I don't think we were tired. I was tired of watching it, but I don't think they were tired. That's what I would say. My eyes were hurting. I was tired. But it's over. On to the next thing. On to the next game. I mean, think about it when you ask players questions. Think about it. If you were to ask, you know, like, what was the difference, you know, in second, third, and fourth quarters? Defensively, we were really bad. So the second, third, and fourth quarters, Providence Scholars scored 12 points, 16 points, and 18 points. That's really shitty defense, huh? So what you do is you don't bring up, like, we were horrible passing the ball. So, you know, our defense is always pretty good, but offense is hard. Offense involves two people having to go, I have to pass it to that guy, then I have to make sure that that guy passes it to that guy. So it's hard. Offense is hard. That's why so many teams struggle with it. And, you know, we make it look really, really easy a lot of times, but it's hard. It's hard. Everybody has to be in sync. And then the number of fouls today was really another abnormal kind of thing. So between the turnovers and the number of fouls, kind of lend to a, I don't know if you guys watch July basketball AAU, where it looks like, you know, you want to stab yourself in the eyes. That's what it looked like sometimes.
How long do you expect KK and Ayana to be out?
Yana, you know, I don't know whatever the concussion protocol is, so, you know, whenever that is. KK, I think when she's ready to go, you know, they'll get the mask whenever she can. What did the doctor say yesterday? It was really good. He goes, my job is to make sure you can, you know, whenever you can breathe somewhat normally, then you're good to go. So I think she's anxious to get going. I don't know what her status will be for Saturday, but, you know, I'm thinking knowing KK, it's not going to be long, you know. But Yana, you know, whatever, that has to run its course, whatever that is. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you.
Great to see everybody.